Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this very important day today. It's the Purdue IronHacks award ceremony. I should say Purdue UNAL or IronHacks award ceremony, where we'll be awarding the winners of the hacking activities that took place over the last 8 weeks. My name is Sabine Brunswicker. I'm a professor at Purdue University. I'm also the director of the Research Center for Open Digital Innovation, and I'm proud to say that my team and I are also the founder of IronHacks. And you see all those names here on this slide. So this is the team that is involved, ranging from undergrad students to professionals. IronHacks. Why do we call it IronHacks? Because it's like an Iron Man with several sprints, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before I'm going to talk about IronHacks and announcing the winners, I would like to give the floor to my supporters and collaborators at UNAL University in Bogota. And a special thanks to Professor Jairo, to Professor Sandra, to Nicolas and Alejandro. And I'm looking forward to strengthening a collaboration over the next years. Now, let's actually get to the ceremony. Let's award the winners. We're going to award 9 winners in 3 categories. But before I'm going to do that, let me briefly also show who's behind IronHacks here, because some of you might also spoken to us, talked to us, emailed us, etc. But it's always nice to put a face to a name. So besides me, there's Maria. She was the one who sent you a lot of emails, often through Open Digital. Then there's Pekam, there's Marlon, there's Enrique, there's Jay, there's Peng, there's Jeanette, there's Gaga, and there's Nea Alejandro. And there's actually more. We just don't have more space on the slide. But there's a team behind that was trying to make this experience for you as exciting as possible. And we also learned a lot. Again, here also then, and another thank you to the people in Colombia, at Bogota, who helped us making this happen and building a Purdue UNAL IronHacks experience. What is IronHacks? That's like an Iron Man. It's an open data hacking program with the goal to turn open data into web application. And tell you a little bit of why I launched this. In about 2013, I learned about the initiative driven by Obama, the President of the United States at that particular time, where he asked the agencies in the United States to release governmental data that were hidden from the public. This data is available now in forms like JSON and other standardized formats that you can use your hands and program and turn them into apps. So the government wants to give you the opportunity to be creative and turn those data into applications. And I've seen other apps before. Some of those were mobile apps, others web applications. Here, for example, you see an application developed for the city of Washington, which is not such a safe city, where you can see how safe the areas that you're walking in. Inspired by that, I then looked into the existing tools, frameworks, and platforms available that allow individuals, hackers, to turn this data into apps. And there isn't that much. So you have the traditional hackathon, which is a 24 hours, 48 hours event, which is very exciting. A lot of effort goes into it. You don't sleep much. But there is not an opportunity to actually make you learn throughout that process and get feedback. And so that's why we launched IronHacks. Because we think that open data, the availability of all those data sets there, can really be a driver for innovations driven by citizens. And we built that platform in a way to move to the next stage of hacking, from a hackathon, which is a very short sprint, one-time activity, to IronHacks, which is an iterative process. Another thing that we wanted to stress is collaboration, that you think of yourself being embedded in a really large, big team. That is also working towards the same goal, and you can learn from others through joint help sessions, through a discussion forum, etc. So I hope you saw that we tried to combine that, having also some virtual interaction. We follow the idea of open access and open source, and that's also to do because our activities are driven by some sponsors of my center, such as Red Hat. I'm going to put on this hat now because I'm proud to have a real fedora hat. It's actually a real one. You should know not everybody gets a real one. A real hat is only if you're part of the community. So IronHacks, innovate with open data. You have went through it. Why should I explain it? You know it better than I do. But just, to refresh everybody's memory, it's about winning, it's about competing, but at the same time also collaborating. You hack virtually via a platform that we developed, but you also gain reputation because we have partners involved. I'm going to show you a bit more about that. Our challenges in general relate to broader questions that matter for everybody. For you, for me, for the world out there. Because, for example, healthy living matters. Affordable housing matters. Other healthcare questions matter. And also traveling safely matters for almost everybody, all those people that go on the road or go on a plane. Well, we set it up, as I mentioned, as an iterative process. We have 5 stages. And during that stage, we evaluate the apps. We use some automation for that. We also have experts, UX judges involved in that try to be really quick through the methodology that we've developed to give you feedback within the next 2 days. And then you can discuss that. This was the process you went through. We started in October, and now it's the day, it's December 1st, the award ceremony. So you had phases of working, then you had phases of getting feedback. I know you had to do that while also taking other classes. So it wasn't that easy, so we really appreciate your effort. And hope you also at some stage appreciate our effort in helping you doing that. Just to recap, in February 2017, we actually launched a new platform. We have been starting with IronHacks, I forgot to mention that, in 2015. And small pilots on campus, 2016, and bigger ones. And we started to collaborate with O'Neill University 2017. That's also when we moved to a new platform environment that has some automatic some modules in there that help us to make the process easier, that allow us to involve judges and also make sure that our evaluation is really objective and not subjective, because that's what we're trying to do. This hack, we also added a social coding feature. We wanted to allow also, let's say, beginners that haven't had so much good experience to get on board very quickly, but at the same time it also gives a new experience of looking at other apps. We took over the hosting for you. For really experienced developers, that might have been a bit of a change and would have preferred to use the normal Git process. But there are also benefits of basically working on the web completely from a learning point of view. That was a challenge that you had to tackle. We focused on New York. Why? Isn't it a great place to be? New York, the Empire State of Mind? Well, it is also a city where the government or the city council has decided to release a lot of data. So we used that opportunity, mine through the data sets available, and tried to give you the best data out there. And we know there were limitations. We know that for some of the apps, you could have done much better if there were better data. And again, that's a real-world problem. So this is really about solving real-world challenges. We didn't have the best data available. But believe me, we're working hard in making this happen also in the future, working with governments. Yeah, so you had to develop an app where you helps your peers to find a safe and affordable place to rent near the New York University. NYU, that's how we call it. So, have problems pronouncing it. The Stern School of Business. And about the requirements. It was a mashup. You had minimal functional requirements. You had minimal technological requirements. And why did we set those minimum requirements? Because we want to make sure there's kind of a minimum bar that everybody should meet. We then offered also some training, some tutorials. This is, the screenshot of our website. And then when you clicked on the tutorial link there, you got to our Git page where we had all the tutorials. And thanks to Alejandro And my team here, we added new tutorials, new example projects ongoing throughout that process. We had 4 tutorial sessions. We started off in HTML and CSS, then JavaScript and jQuery, then we moved on to D3 visualization. And then the last bit we also introduced you into the basics of designing charts in a way so that they're usable and allow the user actually to interpret the information that you present in the right way. Because one thing is really important when you think of developing something to be used out there in the real world. Does it actually create value for the end user? Is it designing offering a function that is useful? And when it comes to data and maps and visualization features, you can really easily overload the end user with too much information, which makes it very difficult to make a choice. Because we as humans have limitations. There are so many things that we can actually store in our short-term memory, and after that we just, kind of lose attention. Yeah, we had real-life coding activities, kind of an active approach that we take. So actually performed by students. So Alejandro, thanks to here at Purdue, we had also the team going into real coding sessions where you were able to code along. And I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so what I was really excited about to see that during this hacking process of 5 iterations, you increased your motivations. You didn't drop out. And we can see that in terms of the lines of code added. So over time, you really, really added more and more code to your app, which I think is a great insight or observation to make that you actually continue to work on your application and try to make it better. This gives you an overview of the different applications. So we had about 80 participants in Bogota, Colombia, and in total it was about 110. And they went through 5 phases. And so you can imagine how many different apps we had there. In the beginning, maybe there was not so much interactivity, rather an empty website, but over time we actually get a variety of application mashups that try to visualize data and mesh them up so that users could interact with them. So this also shows you a little bit the evolution from an empty website to a really nicely visualized application. So we evaluated your app in 3 dimensions. One is technology, the other one is information visualization, and the last one is novelty. So first of all, your technology needs to be functional. We looked into errors in your code. For sure, we accounted for the fact how big your code base is, how many lines of code you had, whether you met the minimum technical requirements. I'm not going to go into details because you saw that in the task description. Information visualization looked into usability issues, and novelty was really about adding new data sets, but in a way that they're visualized, that they're useful and also novel, going beyond just, for example, a bar chart, going beyond just the standard Google Maps. So that was something our judges looked into. And I know it's not easy. What is also actually great to see in terms of the experiences and also the improvement over time is that not everybody here actually was the experienced coder when he got into the hack. As I mentioned, there were some really beginners in there. So just here as a frequency distribution of the programming skills on a scale from 1 to 7, with 1 being really low and 7 really high. So most had kind of moderate experience, but some really were beginners that haven't had really programming JavaScript before. So it's great to see that even those mastered it. And we actually got nice testimonials either through conversations or even via email saying, I didn't get where I wanted to get with the final app. I didn't meet my expectations in terms of the functionality, but I had a great experience in actually mastering the open data app process. Okay, we will announce the winners and I will get not just a certificate, not just a great learning experience, we also will give you the opportunity to get connected with industry partners. You will get actually some financial awards. If you're among the winners, you get an Amazon gift card. The maximum value we hand out is $500, so that's quite an amount. And there's also something new we added, this hack. It's a mobility award that goes to the person that has performed really well, and we will actually announce that not right now, but after receiving some additional credentials from your end. These are our partners. So we work with Socrata, for example, which is an open data startup and it's, with offices in Silicon Valley, or works a lot with Silicon Valley companies. We work with Management Performance Hub here in the state that is in particular with the Chief Data Officer of Indiana, with GitHub, and one of our kind of most important sponsors right now in terms of this is Red Hat. Socrata, I mentioned. Very exciting company. You should check them out on the internet in terms of their mission, really entrepreneurial, very flat organization. Everybody has a saying. Their objective is really to develop great technologies that make our world better and make governments improve society. Red Hat, I think everybody knows Red Hat, the open source company, not just involved in Linux, but also now in OpenStack, OpenShift. It's really, really an innovative company. And also from the internship opportunities that I show here on that slide, you see that there's a variety of opportunities ranging from software engineering, web programming, but also data science. So in particular for the web development activities, we would like to propose a winner to work with Red Hat. And now I actually would like to ask Tom, who's been my sparings partner in this process throughout the last years in making open source stick, opening up with our students. And I have to say that's not just 100 students, 100 students, several hundred students, 1,000 students, would also like to share a few words with you. So Tom, now the floor is yours. I don't know where the floor is, but yeah, say a few words, please.
Hi, IronHacks. First of all, from all of us at Red Hat, allow me to congratulate you on your accomplishment. There's a real need today for people who can understand how to work with real-world data, and you have proven that you can do this. I encourage you to continue to seek out opportunities to take that open data and build applications that help to make that data useful and impactful for the communities that you live in. I would also challenge you to build those applications as open source, as that will allow you to build a public portfolio of your work and encourage others to build off of your good works. But last, never doubt your ability to change the world. I hope that IronHacks has inspired you, and I'm glad that Red Hat could play a part in that.
Okay, now the time has come. Now. Are you all excited? Yes? We'll now be announcing the winners. Do you already know who won? Did anybody guess? Have a good gut feeling? Yes, I made it. I hope Alejandro didn't say anything. Okay, so now we're going to start with what we call the community spirit. You see here on the slide that we have 3 winning categories. We have a community spirit. Community spirit includes those that really try to contribute to our community. We had a kind of a Red Hat style platform where you can discuss things, raise issues, etc. And we looked at the contributions you made, the feedback you received from your peers in terms of likes, and also how many upvotes you got, and also additional responses to that. Then we have the winning spirit. You know it's hard to actually make it to the top, but we also want to award those that showed ambition. They made it up to the top 25% within each of the round. Not necessarily to the top, but among the top. And then we looked into those that made it and selected the winner. And I think the most important award is the best solution. That's the student within the different groups who developed the best app that scored highest in all 3 dimensions: technology, infamous, and also novelty. So we're going to start with community spirit. Okay. The first award for the best community spirit goes to, can you guess? My Spanish isn't so good. Maybe you want to read that now. So he received a total score of 240 based on upvotes, views, and comments and posts. And the award goes to Cristian Camillo. my congratulations. Wonderful job. The second community spirit goes to, does anybody guess? Actually, this is an English quote, do you see? Total score 155. You got several upvotes, a lot of views, also lots of comments. And the second community spirit goes to Alejandro Santamaria Perez. We have another one, community spirit number 3, total score of 155. Also quite a lot of views. And this one goes to Pedro Alexander Higuera Farcative. Again, congratulations. For those that don't understand why we do have 3 community spirits, is because we separated the complete set of students into 3 groups. So there are smaller groups and greater chances of winning. Because if you compete with 80, there aren't so many chances to win an award. If you compete with only 1/3 of it, there are greater chances. Okay, now we come to the second category, winning spirit. Those students made it to the group of the top 25% within their own group. Fantastic. And we would like to recognize that. Again, 3 winners in that category. And now I'm going to announce them. The first winning spirit award goes to Juan Camilo Lozano. Congratulations. The second winning spirit award goes to Cristian Giovanni Laiton Gonzalez. Congratulations. And the third one goes to Andres David Gonzalez Ortiz. Again, congratulations. I hope that now the complete crowd is giving you all a big applause. So now it's time to move to the best solution. Who is going to be the winner? I know it. So let me announce it. The winner of the first group is, you see that up here, and I think it's better if the student himself explains a little bit what this app is about, but we think it's great because it scored really well in terms of the technological implementation, the visualization, and also in terms of novelty. So congratulations to Santiago Olaf. Now, let's move on to the second best solution. Does anybody recognize that app? Why is this a great app? Used quite a lot of data sets, 8 data sets. Scored well in technology visualization and also in novelty, because I tried to use these new data sets in a unique way. So, the best solution in the second group goes to David Esteban Perdomo Cristancho. Congratulations, David. And now, the winner of the last group, New York's finest. Really novel in terms of user experience, info visualization, and novelty. I really like that application. Great job to Diego. Diego Felipe Rodriguez Chaparro. Congratulations. You're the winner of the last group. So now it's time to give you the award. I'm not there physically, so it is now the task of Alejandro to also share my congratulations with you physically, shaking hands on behalf of me. One thing that I would like to highlight is that the winners will get a cool t-shirt, not just $500. A cool t-shirt, and look at that. So you can wear that and show off that you're a winner of Purdue IronHacks, sponsored by Red Hat. Okay, so now I think it's time to celebrate. There are a few things that I would like to share with you, also for those that participated and those that received an award, and how things will move forward. But before I'm going to the actual real operational next steps for the winners, let's just look back and look also into the future. I mentioned we started in 2015, now we're in 2017. We had about 110 students participating in the hack. In total, we have several hundred students participating. Our goal is to maintain that collaboration and have every year a few hundred students participating in the hack, and afterwards, some students from UNL come to Purdue, students from Purdue come to UNL. We will actually have our award ceremony on Monday here at Purdue, announcing the winner at Purdue. With that, we hope to make educational impact, and I think we've shown already that it's possible. Entrepreneurial impact, we inspire you, invite you to take your application to the next level. Don't stop here. Continue. Use this either in your internship experience or as an entrepreneurial individual to build on it, to make it better. There's so many ways right now to disseminate your activities. With that, I want to remind you that you're making a broader impact to the open data movement. It's about giving hands to you as students, as citizens, to do something with data that is important for us, which in the past weren't by governments. The same as with other data released by companies. Access to data through APIs, etc., give you opportunities to build something. So we need to stress the importance of openness, and open data is really important when it comes to software-driven innovation, apps, web applications, mobile apps, etc. I also have to say that we also, as a research group, use this to develop new tools and technologies to support developers, working on assisting technologies that help developers to make better decisions, because designing an app is not so easy. You have thousands of libraries you need to get to know. Sometimes just fiddling with those takes a lot of time. So we're trying to also advance our scientific understanding related to that. Having set that vision and that we want to strengthen the collaboration, I would like to point out now that the winners have to take a few more steps. First of all, take a picture, take a video, record your application. We ask for a short testimonial to be shared as soon as possible, because we also would like to share that with our sponsors, because they would like to get to know you through various medias, not just a CV, not just a GitHub link, but actually through a video where you show your app and give a demo that we can actually pass on to them directly, but also launch on our website. So email the winning package to our team, and also be aware that we have not yet decided yet on the winner of the Mobility Award, so this will be based on this package. So you better be sure that you provide us a really good package as soon as possible. We will then also schedule a brief discussion with each of the winner in a Skype call, and also discuss on how you will receive the Amazon gift card. There's as I mentioned, $500 for the winner. Then we have also the winning spirit, $250, and $150 for the community spirit. There's a lot you can do with that. Having said that, I hope you take just a really wonderful picture, as I did last time when I was there. It was a really wonderful experience, and I hope that we will grow this community that is virtual, but also physical. Thank you very much. Now it's time for picture taking. Press and be proud of yourself.